Very briefly, let's look at how exercise and aging can affect skeletal muscle structure here. Pretty straightforward stuff. You probably know a lot of this already or intrinsically know this stuff. But as we've kind of been talking about at various different points, endurance exercise leads to better ATP production, more mitochondria, more myoglobin, all that fancy stuff, right? More adapt at utilizing oxygen. So again, endurance exercise is going to help bolster all of this good, healthy things that can happen. It can increase muscles, make them more effective, all that fun stuff. Resistance training actually causes muscle hypertrophy, muscles to grow in size, okay? Whereas endurance will get some muscles to get a little bit bigger in size, but it gets them to be more effective at utilizing oxygen more effectively. Atrophy is something that decreases the size, okay? It's part of the normal aging process, atrophy, okay? You could have loss of nerve supply into a muscle, leading to atrophy, okay? It is initially reversible, okay? If you've ever worn a cast, your muscle decreases in size and, with training and rehab, it comes right back pretty effectively. If you don't do anything, it can become permanent in extreme cases, and generally that is loss of nerve supply. Again, there you go. Loss of muscle mass occurs with age there, and I hate to tell you, in your mid-30s, it does start to decrease in activity. And then every decade of life, it starts to kind of go down and continue that decrease. Loss of size, abundance of them, decrease in myofibrils, decrease in size. This is normal. I mean, if somebody supplements, and the effectiveness of testosterone boosters are there's a lot of weird studies on both sides of the aisle. So is it really effective? They're finding maybe it's not. So it's kind of interesting, all that. The ability to recover, obviously, is much less as you get older. And again, this occurs really after your 30s. Reduced capacity to recover from injury. Fibrosis is just what happens if you have damage to it and you don't have rehab. You don't rehab it at all. You replace it with scar tissue, dense irregular connective tissue. And that decreases the flexibility, the range of motion, the ability for that muscle to contract effectively. So it can lead to a lot of very negative side effects. I'm not going to ask it as a short answer question. Probably more along the lines of a multiple choice type question.